Good morning, traders. This is Joanne with Succeed in Forex. Welcome to our Forex news broadcast for Thursday, April the 24th, 2008. Headlines out of Switzerland this morning read Euro reversed gains after less hawkish interest rates remarks from ECB officials. The euro made its biggest drop against the dollar in the past 3 weeks on Wednesday as soft economic data and comments from the European policymakers indicate the weaker U.S. currency is hurting Eurozone economic growth. A manufacturing activities indicator, the Eurozone PMI, dropped to almost a 3-year low in April. Demand for the European currency slid further after comments by a member of the European Central Bank's Governing Council, Christian Noyer, put down speculation of further interest rate increases by the bank. In addition, the chairman of the Eurozone finance ministers said the euro's exchange rate is now excessively volatile. At yesterday's close, the euro dollar was down at 158.81 after hitting intraday high of 159.99. It is currently trading around the 157 centennial. It traded at a record 160.19 high on Tuesday, hitting the highest level since its inception in 1999. The dollar yen was up at 103.48. The pound dollar dropped to 197.91. The dollar Swissy retraced to 161.33 after hitting a high of 161.67. A slide in the British mortgage approvals to a record low in March underlined serious weakness in the housing market and suggested the Bank of England may continue cutting rates. This data wiped out initial sterling gains made on the Bank of England's minutes, showing there was dissent within the central bank over its decision to cut rates by 25 basis points to 5% this month. The ECB is expected to keep its key interest rates on hold at 4%, while the U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to lower its benchmark from 2.25% later this month. The euro's record high on Tuesday was boosted by hawkish remarks from the ECB officials, including Noyer's comments in an interview with the French radio network RTL that the central bank will do what is needed to bring inflation back to target. The Wall Street Journal reported in its online edition that Noyer later said the market had misinterpreted his remarks as a hint on the direction in which interest rates might move. In the Asian session, the spotlight was on the Australian dollar as it hit a 24-year high. Investors were attracted to currencies whose economies are currently battling rising prices amid strong growth. This is presently the case of the major economies within the Pacific Rim. Singapore announced a 17-year high price surge, accelerating at a 6.7% rate in March. Malaysia and Hong Kong also posted impressive inflationary figures, although they were dampened by domestic intervention through subsidies. But it was Australia's level that attracted investors. The country's underlying annual inflation rate surged to 4%. The Consumer Price Index also jumped to 4.2%. This trend increased the likelihood that the Reserve Bank of Australia will in all probability raise its interest rates when it meets next month. This rise in rates, which currently stands at 7.25%, comes on the back of a 17-year uninterrupted growth. Analysts are clearly seeing the backdraft effect of such an impressive record. There are some who see a decline in consumer spending at the end of the year, which should trigger a downward trend in rates. The Aussie, in the meantime, is enjoying a comfortable rise. It could very well level at parity with the U.S. dollar if the economic power shifts from the U.S. to the Pacific Rim, with China and Australia as natural co-spearheads. Yesterday, the Australian dollar hit a high versus the US dollar at 95.41 before sliding a little. The rise of peripheral currencies is also marginally affecting European countries. One that we do not normally look at is the Swedish kroner. It rose to a 2-month high against the dollar after its central bank decided to leave the interest rates on hold at 4.25%. The growth perspective, along with an accompanying inflation that could very well slip moderately out of control, has investors interested in the currency. After a weaker than expected survey of the manufacturing sector, many analysts perceive a slight distancing by some ECB officials from their traditional hawkish tone. The euro fell against the dollar. This moderate upswing of the dollar also helped the greenback to gain grounds against the yen and the Swiss franc. Trichet's comments, which were to begin at 12:30 GMT, should help investors decide if the dollar will continue to enjoy its current upswing, or if this is only a slight disturbance in what is still overall believed to be a decline. This concludes our news for today. We hope you are finding it beneficial to your trading. Before we sign off, we would like to invite you to visit our website at www.succeedinforex.com. There you'll find information about our Traders Trading Center, where our motto is Traders Helping Traders Succeed in Forex. Also, you'll find a link to our Yahoo forum, also called Succeed in Forex. We hope you'll be able to visit us there soon. We hope you have a great trading day. So happy pipping to you until we meet again.